You gonna come and give me snacks? Oh my goodness, that was big stretch for such a tiny dog. Yeah. See, I'm still harnessed up because we're gonna go on a walkie after this. What are you so nervous for? She doesn't like how high up we are, I think. I love you. I love you. Alright. Alright. Mama's gotta work. No, I gotta put the bones in your bowl somehow. Hi guys. So today I thought I would sit down and chat with you guys about a recent purchase that I made. Spoiler alert, it is a vintage Ouija board. And also tell you about some of the recent paranormal experiences that I have had. I am here with little Miss Anne. You hear light growling in the background. Maka is in a mood today. We're currently in a hotel room in Austin, Texas, and she is just being really weird, and every time that somebody gets too close to her, she's just like, go away. I've had a lot of people comment on Maka in my real life, like in my day-to-day life, and they'll say things about the way that she acts or things that she does, and they're like, wow, she's really vocal, she talks a lot. People will recommend trainers and obedience training to me, and the thing about huskies is they just do whatever the heck they want when they want it. How many times have we gone to a trainer? How many times have we tried obedience classes? When she's in a mood, she's just in a mood. They're just big kids. Now that the camera's here, she's like, Mom, but I'm not as mean as you think I am. No, no. Are you sitting in my lap? Like, where are you going? She's done. So I was at Uncommon Objects while I'm staying in Austin. I just did a little bit of thrift shopping and whatnot, and I got some other things. I did a little bit of vlogging, and you guys will see that on my second channel when it goes up eventually. If you guys want me to start doing thrift hauls on my main channel, let me know, because I love vintage shopping. I love thrifting. I don't necessarily think that I get a lot of clothing that way, if we're being totally honest, but I do get a lot of things like this. So this is my Ouija board, and I saw it the second that I walked into Uncommon Objects, which is the thrift store here in Austin, and I loved it. Okay, so like, first things first, it just looks so torn up and so battered. Like, it's got little paint splotches down there. It almost looks like there's something down here. It kind of looks dirty, if we're being totally honest, but I haven't cleaned it yet just because I'm not sure what I should use in order to best preserve this. I don't know what this is made out of. It looks like real wood to me. It looks old as heck. And then on the back here, you can see there are scratches all over it. There's like chunks of wood missing. It is so creepy and destroyed, and it looks so old and tattered to me. I didn't actually get a plan check. I do not plan on playing this. I really don't ever want to play with a Ouija board again, but I do think that this board looks really cool, and I want to start collecting like old vintage Ouija boards, just because I love the way that they look. I love creepy things, so yeah, that is why I got this, and it was way too much money, if we're being totally honest, but I just loved the way that it looked. I think that these scratches on the back, like, what is that even from? Do you see the amount of detail? Like, it's been etched in there, but like, do you see all of that? I don't even know. I cannot for the life of me imagine what this board has been through. I don't necessarily know that I want to know, or I might get rid of it. I started out this video with 2 dogs, and now I have no dogs. I have no dogs. All right, you guys want to talk about some recent paranormal experiences? Is that what you want to talk about? I have some recent paranormal experiences I've been kind of writing down here and there on my cell phone, and just things that I wanted to tell you guys about. Nothing related to this Ouija board because it was literally purchased yesterday. I really am excited about it, but I have a weird feeling that it's gonna bring some stuff into my life. You know, now that I'm looking at it, there's like black paint and stuff down here too. I didn't even notice that. It's so weird and just destroyed. But anyways, enough about the Ouija board. So I have had some experiences lately. I have experiences all of the time, and I've been really focusing on like more storytelling, but a lot of people have been saying, you know, we like it, but we prefer your stories more. The thing is that, of course, anytime that something is paranormal, anytime that you can't show proof of anything, people are always going to call it fake. You know what I mean? And I kind of just wanted to make these fewer and far between, just so it wasn't like, yeah, something paranormal happens to me every single week, but something really truly does. You guys don't even know. Literally anyone who comes into contact with me, anyone who stays with me for long periods of time, any one of my friends even will be like, yeah, ever since I started hanging out with you, weird stuff happens to me all of the time. So many of my friends can attest to this. I'll try to get some people on camera. Ever since my brother started living with me, things have been happening to him all the time. I'm going to be telling some stories. I don't know why. I don't know. One of the weirder things that has happened recently is kind of a bit of a spin on something that I talked about in my last haunted doll update, which I do think that I have another one coming up soon, but I don't currently have Ava, or else she would be in this video too. So this isn't really a haunted doll update, it's kind of like a mini update. Where I said that Ava was on the bookshelf next to my keyboard, she is still like there, but she is about to be moved, which is why I don't have her and I'm currently not in my Texas house. I'm in a hotel. I don't know if this is Ava, I don't know if this is something else, but I talked about how my keyboard was playing by itself. It would just be like out of absolutely nowhere, it would be dead silence in my house, and I would just hear the keyboard like play random notes, or I would have my back to it and it would play random notes, and it was always when it was dead silent, when there was nothing else going on. It just sounded really scary, obviously, because like it's the only noise in the entire house, and it's just like someone just slammed their hands down on the keyboard. That started happening while I was playing the piano. It was the strangest thing, you guys. It happened once and I was kind of like, did I move my fingers just the wrong way? It would be like, I'd be playing a piece and I would hear a note that I didn't play, like a note in the middle of the piece that I had not played. And I kind of thought it was weird, but I don't know, I sort of blamed it on, oh, my finger slipped, like whatever. And then it happened again, and then I was playing something in front of a friend who was visiting, and it happened in front of him, and he was like, what the heck was that? Like, you didn't play that. And I said, yeah, I think my piano's been doing that a lot lately, just like playing notes here and there that I'm not playing while I'm playing the piano. Don't get me wrong, the notes aren't pressing down, I'm not actually seeing that, but the piano itself is playing notes that I'm not playing. So this is the second thing with that piano that is right next to where Ava pretty much lives. So I am chalking it up to her. I'm giving Ava that one. I don't know what the heck that's about, but it got to the point where I was just like, I'm not gonna play it in the middle of the night anymore because it just freaks me out so badly. So now I only practice piano during the day. Super duper duper creepy stuff, and just it's so unsettling because I can't explain it away. I can't put any logical spin on the piano just playing random notes when I wasn't playing it. Now it doesn't do that at all anymore. It just plays random notes when I play it. I don't even know what to say about it. It's so weird, but I kind of wanted to give that mini like Ava update. She is still alive and well in my home. One thing about having two dogs in such an enclosed and tiny space is I have dog fur all over me all of the time, and it's driving me crazy. This next one is very personal to me, and I debated not sharing it because I haven't really shared a lot of the experiences I've had with my dad being gone, but I want to share this one. If you are a new subscriber, if you do not already know, my dad passed away in October of last year. He was my best friend. He is my best friend, and I have what I feel is like constant communication with him still. Ever since he passed, it's like I will dream about him all of the time, where like it's not just like I dream about things that we did or like whatever. It's like we're communicating and he's telling me things and helping me through my problems and things like that, and I feel like he's always with me and always visiting. And there have been things here and there that I've been like, that is my dad. There's nothing else, that's my dad. But this one I feel is like kind of, it's eerie and it's weird, and so it's something I did want to share, even though it's still a very sweet experience in my opinion. Something I know I've talked about before is catching very heavy whiffs of like perfume and cigarette smoke with my grandmother. Now I know that I said the cigarette smoke, I don't know if I ever talked about her perfume, but I would always smell like this mix of like a woman wearing very florally heavy perfume mixed with cigarette smoke, and how it was always like my grandmother, like something would happen after that. My dad described it his whole life, and how he would just feel like she came to see us all the time, and how I've always felt like her presence even though I never even knew her. I feel like this just has to be my dad, and it gives me goosebumps to even talk about. It's a happy thing. So it started in LA. My brother kind of walked up to me and he was like, hey, like, I don't want you to think this is weird, I don't want you to get scared, but I keep smelling dad's cologne, like his aftershave, that sort of stuff. It's like how he smelled, his mixture of everything. It's not a specific cologne, it's not a specific aftershave, it's like all of the things that he would use combined, and it would make this very specific smell that was always just my dad. And I was just kind of like, well, that's so weird. We live in an apartment building right now in LA. And I was like, maybe it's something kind of like going through the bathroom vents or something like that. Maybe that's what it is. My brother would say, no, like it's out of nowhere. It's like the second I'll walk into the kitchen or I'll walk into the bathroom, and it's like, it'll just hit me so hard. That is really, really, really weird, but it's sweet, you know what I mean? And I kind of just chalked it up to that, you know, it's kind of weird, but maybe it could be explained away. I was back in my Texas house for a little while and just kind of like doing some things there. And while I was in that house, I was just having a really bad day, just like a really rough day emotionally, like work-wise. I was so busy and so stressed out, and I was just having a rough day. I walked into the kitchen, and as I was walking into the kitchen, not under a vent, not anything like that, the air isn't even running in that house right now. It's been broken for like the last several months. It hasn't even been an issue until recently because Texas has been so mild lately. But anyways, I walked into my kitchen and I smelled that smell. I smelled like my dad, the mix of his cologne and his aftershave and all of these things. And I just stopped and I was like, oh my God. And I tried to breathe it in again, and it was just gone. It had vanished so quickly. And I ran around my kitchen, I ran around my living room trying to find it almost. But it was so weird. It lingered for like the eensiest, babyest bit of a second, and then it was just gone. And I thought it was so crazy, but it really was comforting. It was like I smelled it, and before I had that moment of like reaction where I was like, that's like my dad, like what the heck? I was so calm. And for the rest of the day, I was just like, my dad was here. You know what I mean? Like it was just a really sweet and positive experience, but I think still kind of like creepy and weird. So I wanted to share it no matter what. That one doesn't like scare me. I really do think it was just my dad like coming to visit. But speaking of LA, another thing that happened there. Now, this is just so funny to me because this place, this apartment complex is brand new, built within like the last 2 years. I am the only person to ever live in my apartment. And of course, something weird happened the first week that I moved in. Now, my animals have not actually been to LA yet. It's just been Christian and I in the apartment. Nothing had happened. My apartment was not creeping me out. I definitely was like, this is one of those scenarios where this place could never be haunted for me. I never really go into a place thinking about it anymore just because I experience so much all of the time anyways. But I kind of just thought, this is such a new apartment complex, like nothing could happen here. You know what I mean? That was not something that was at the forefront of my mind. And the first few nights that we were there, I had not experienced anything. I was not nervous about anything, nothing like that. And then it was like the fourth night that we were there. And I think that the next day we were traveling somewhere. So I had to go to bed at a reasonable hour and like get a decent amount of sleep because I am a bear in the morning. If I don't get my 8 hours, girl, I am Sleeping Beauty. Do not wake me out of my coma. I will eat your face off. Or if you do have to wake me up, just bring me coffee and everything is fine. But of course, it's the night that I had to get some sleep, that some stuff was just going down. And it was really weird because stuff was happening to me, but it was also happening to my brother, who his bedroom is across the hall from me. So the way that my apartment is set up, there is a downstairs area with one of the bedrooms, the kitchen, the living room, all of that kind of stuff. And then you go upstairs and there's my brother's room on the left and there's my room on the right. And we both have our own bathrooms and everything like that. The laundry room is in the middle. Again, LA has been very mild, and so I'm not really much of like an air conditioning kind of gal. I like to be sort of like lukewarm at all times, just like a little bit warm, but not like too cool or too hot. So the air is kind of off a lot if I can like manage it, and I just leave open windows a lot. And this was one of those nights where I had just like left the air off. I have like a bedtime ritual where I close every single window, I lock all the doors, and then I do a second walk around because I'm paranoid, and if I don't know that everything is closed up, I won't be able to sleep. I'll just get up in the middle of the night and I'll double check and triple check and quadruple check. So it's the best way for me to know that everything is locked up, to do it and then double check myself through an entire walkthrough of the house. That was what I had already done, and then I was going to bed. I had finished my last load of laundry for the night, and I was just in my bedroom laying down watching TV on my phone. And I have these motion sensor lights in my bathroom, and they're kind of like underneath the bathroom cupboards. They're in every single bathroom in the house. And they are very sensitive, like go off with the slightest amount of movement. They go off, and then there's a light so that if you have to get up in the middle of the night and go to the bathroom or something, you're covered. You don't have to turn on all the lights, that kind of stuff. The motion sensor in my bathroom went off and the lights came on. No animals, no air conditioning, Christian's in his room, I'm laying down flat in bed. That's weird, right? Like weird, and I've had trouble with motion sensors in the past, but technology is faulty, so I ignore it and I keep watching my phone. Motion sensor goes off and it comes back on about 20 seconds later. It makes this annoying clicking sound when it turns on too. So it was like, it would turn on, I would hear the click when it went off, and then I would hear it click when it went on. So it wasn't even like I could ignore it or anything like that. Like Even if I was facing away from it, I still knew that the light was turning off and on. So I call out to Christian and I'm like, hey, are you in bed? And he calls back, yeah, like, what's up? And I said, oh, nothing, because I didn't want to, you know, scare him and be like, oh, there's just a ghost in my bathroom, NBD. But I was still like, this is not a huge deal, because when I moved into the place, the landlords told me these sensors are so sensitive, like, just close the bathroom door if it's bothering you. If you so much as like move the wrong way, it can set them off. So I'm like, that's all it is. It's totally fine. I'll just go and close up the bathroom and it's good. So I close up my bathroom and I lay back down in bed. And all is well for about 5 minutes. 5 blissful, rest-filled minutes. Until, through the closed bathroom door, I hear the motion sensor come on again. The door was closed. There is nothing in the bathroom. How is the motion sensor going off and on when there's nothing in the bathroom, there's no air running, nothing like that? If someone wants to explain to me logically how that could be, how it's not a ghost, that's fine. Go ahead. I literally have nothing. The bathroom door was closed. There was nothing in the bathroom, and that motion sensor was still going off and on. And it happened like 4 more times until I was like, I can't like sleep in here. I can't be in here. So I got up, and as I was walking towards my brother's room, he was walking towards mine, and I was like, oh my God, were you just like by my door? And he said, no, but I can't sleep upstairs. I have to go downstairs. Like, we have to do something. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, what's wrong? He was just laying in bed, and his door handle went down and his bedroom door opened, and he thought it was me. So he kind of like looked up from what he was just like on his computer on his bed, like doing whatever. So the door handle goes down, the door opens, like somebody opened the door, and he's like, okay. And he kind of like looks over waiting for me to walk in, and I don't walk in. So he gets up to check and I'm not there. He goes back to lay down in bed. He closes like the door and everything, just thinks it's like the air, whatever. And apparently it happened again. And then that time he decided not to actually close the door. He was just gonna leave it open. It was really weirding him out. He didn't really understand what was happening because, again, no windows, no draft, nothing. And he just left the door open and laid on his bed. And he said about 20-ish minutes later, the door just closed, like slammed shut on him. And I was just like, that is so weird, because this entire time, the motion sensor in my bathroom has been going on and off all freaking night. I don't have an explanation for either of those, and the building is so new. I don't know what to say about it. I will try to record it the next time that the motion sensors are going off and on. I should have gotten out my phone or something when it was happening in the bathroom, but I was pretty creeped out. Next time I will definitely record it if it happens again. But yeah, that happened. Ooh, this one's really weird. So my brother's car key went missing. I could not find it for the life of me. This is when we were still kind of like in Texas and staying at that house. I go back and forth right now between Texas and LA, in case you don't know. We couldn't find his car key, and our roommate was like, hey, I put it on top of we have like a console table cabinet sort of deal in the kind of entryway in the house. Our roommate has always put the keys there, has never like messed up any of the stuff. And he said, when I left this morning, I made sure that it was still there. He was actually borrowing my car at the time because his was getting fixed, and I didn't mind just lending him mine. I don't drive very much anyways. He said that he had left it there because he had to move my brother's car at one point to a different point in the driveway. Whatever. The car key should have been there. And my brother and I spend all day, all freaking day. It was like a Tuesday, and we spent from like 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. trying to find this car key because we couldn't leave. And my town in Texas is pretty small. You can't like Postmates things. I know that they have Uber and stuff like that, but anyways, yeah. So we're just like pretty much stranded at home all day, can't go do anything. Our roommate comes home and he's just like, what the heck? Like, I have no clue where this car key is. He tears apart the couches, everything. For some reason, I decide to pick up a keyboard that is on top of this mini fridge that we have in the living room area. The car key is just sitting under there. Just sitting underneath the keyboard. And my roommate was so floored because he had been cleaning the living room and had put that keyboard there days ago. So why would he have picked up the key and put it underneath that keyboard on the mini fridge in the living room? It makes no sense. No one knew how it got there. And it was really just like one of the weirdest things ever. And also, why did I pick up the keyboard? Like, that was the thing that I didn't get. Why was I drawn to go and pick up a keyboard and look underneath that? It was really strange, and one of those experiences where I was just kind of like, nothing about this makes sense. But yeah, that's kind of like the last weird thing I've experienced recently. Those are some of my recent paranormal experiences. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm a little bit rusty at telling them, so I am excited to get back into it. If you all enjoyed the video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I love you all so much, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye!